My name is Jennifer Roark, and I'm from Roark, Rhode Island. And I'm just here to share my story, and then you'll understand why doulas are so important. So I'm the mother of 4 beautiful little kids. One is, the oldest is 21, the youngest will be 4. However, last year I decided to help a family carry one of their babies who had been frozen for 8 years at the time. So I was a surrogate. When I was about 36 weeks pregnant, my blood pressure started to rise. So I have private insurance. My doctor just said, "You're nervous. It's okay." I wasn't nervous. I'm a pro. Like, I have 4 kids, been there, done that. I know what I need to do. At that time, that's when they start giving you weekly appointments. And my baseline for my blood pressure is 120/70. It's been that way for almost 40 years. My blood pressure, the minute they said 135, I stopped listening because I knew something was wrong. But they brushed it off to my nerves. The following week, I went back, same thing, 135. And this continued until I was in the hospital giving birth. And when they took my blood pressure before going in for surgery, my blood pressure was, again, elevated. I stopped listening. I blacked out. I don't remember. The minute they say anything over 120, I know something's wrong. But again, you're going in for surgery, you'll be fine. I went in for surgery. My husband was not by my side because it was not his baby. The baby's mother was there. The fathers were waiting in the waiting room. But I did have an opportunity to have someone else in the room, but they couldn't find my husband at that point. Once the baby was born, he was wheeled away, and I was wheeled to recovery. While laying in recovery, let me go back. While in surgery, I agreed to be part of a study where they give you a medication for anti-hemorrhaging. I was given the placebo and did not know it. So when I went to recovery and I was laying there, the nurse left. She came to see if I was okay, and then she left to check up on someone else. And as I was laying there, I just felt moisture. When you have surgery, you're fairly numb. You have no feeling. I thought I had peed on myself. So when the nurse came back, I said, "I'm sorry, I think I peed." And she was like, "Oh, okay, no problem." I was there for 30 minutes by myself before she walked back in that room. And when you're in the hospital, they give you a white blanket. And when she flipped back the blanket, she screamed. And I apologized. I said, "I'm sorry." And she just kept saying, "Oh my God, oh my God." And she started screaming for the doctor to come in and other nurses. And when the doctor walked in, he walked in with a white shirt and his bow tie. And his eyes were so big, and he started screaming for the nurse. And I was just like, what is going on? They screamed for the nurse who gave me the placebo for the study. And they asked her if she gave me the medication or the placebo, and she had no idea. So she had to run back into surgery to find out. He kept asking me if I was okay, and I was just like, "I'm just really tired." I didn't realize I had lost 2.5 liters of blood, and I was laying in my own blood, and I had no clue. They ended up giving me the medication, and they told me if had I lost another half liter, I was going to need a blood transfusion. Okay, so that was Monday. I was discharged from the hospital on Friday. My blood pressure was still elevated. I had a massive migraine. When the nurses walked into my room, I had sunglasses on. I was underneath a blanket. I had every single light off, even down to the computer screen, because it was bothering me. And their words to me were, "You're just going through withdrawal. It's just from the pain medication. You'll be fine." I don't take pain medication. I was on Tylenol. So I had Tylenol and Motrin, that was it. I was sent home on Friday. Saturday I woke up and I couldn't breathe. My right side of my chest felt like I had someone sitting on it. And I said, "It's okay. I'm fine." So my husband said, "Let's go get some fresh air." I got in the car and I couldn't turn my head. So my husband's driving and I could not look to see his face. So I went on WebMD. I found out I was really dying, and I took Gas-X, and it alleviated the pain in my neck. I went home, I went back to bed. I woke up Sunday morning and it was worse. But because I was discharged from the hospital with a headache, they made an appointment for me on Monday. So I ended up going in early Monday morning, and I struggled to walk. I could not catch my breath. I felt like I was drowning, and I was. When they took my blood pressure, it was 165 over I don't know because I stopped listening. And I was immediately sent back to women and infants. My husband dropped me off at the entrance. We had our little one with us, so he went to park the car. I struggled to walk from the entrance to the front of triage, and they were already waiting for me. When I got in that bed, my husband wasn't in the room, and I sobbed. And I turned to the doctor and I said, please don't let me die. And I told her, as a black woman, I'm 4 times more likely to die, and I know that. I don't want to die. This was not my baby. I have 4 kids of my own that I need to live for. And she cried, and she said, I won't. I was wheeled up with my husband. He finally walked into the room. I was hooked up. I had 15 liters of fluid on my chest. I was literally dying. I was drowning in my own fluids. I was sent for an EKG. I had an MRI, a CAT scan. I just kept saying, something's not right, something's not right. No one listened to me. And finally, I found out sometime later that I had postpartum preeclampsia. However, the signs were being shown prior to giving birth. So when my blood pressure hit 135, someone should have said something's wrong. If I had a doula by my side to advocate for me, it would have been something completely different. The minute that she saw that my blood pressure was elevated, she would have done something. But my doctor completely ignored me. The nurses completely ignored me. Doulas provide emotional support. They provide that perinatal, the antepartum, the postpartum support that women need, especially women like me, because I don't get listened to. When I told them something was wrong, they brushed it off. I have private insurance. I didn't think I needed a doula. I have a good doctor. I have good nurses. But apparently I didn't have a voice because no one was hearing me. So I'm here today in support of 678, and I ask that you send it to the floor. Thank you.